In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can draw different variations of a character with a happy expression, from a character with a more neutral happy expression to a character with a more exaggerated happy expression, and how you can take those characters' expressions to those different levels. So I will be doing this drawing together with you, and you can follow along in real time as you create it on your own. So first of all, when drawing any kind of head shape, you want to start with just a simple circle. I feel like that is the easiest way to do it. So let's start with just a basic circle. Does not have to be perfect, just a basic circle will do. From there, we want to draw a line through the middle of the circle, but we want to make sure it extends a little further than the end of the circle. I would recommend extending it probably about to the size of the halfway point of the circle. So you'll want this line here to be about the same size as this area here. So this area in the middle here, you will want this sort of size to be about this size. So from there, I'm going to draw the sides of the face and point it down towards the chin at the bottom of this line. And I also like to add a little dip just here on the sides just before we have the sides of the face. Now from here we're going to draw the neck, which I like putting at about the halfway point between this line here. So one side of the neck will be on this side and the other side of the neck will be on this side. So we have one side there and the other side here. Then I'm just going to draw the ears on either side. So now that we have the basic shape of the head and the face, it's now time to add further detail to the expression and the face in order to convey the emotion that we want to express. So for this particular expression, we're going to start with a basic happy anime face. And I want to show you how you can draw the lines in this specific way to really show that emotion to the people who are viewing your artwork. So what I recommend you do is that whether you draw this digitally or on paper, make sure you start these guidelines very lightly so it's easy to erase them. Draw a line that's just at the top of the ears here, which will be where the top of the eyes are. And then from there, at about the bottom of the circle length, draw another line at the bottom there, and that will be where the bottom of the eyes are. And then where the bottom of the ears are, we can draw another line here because that is where the nose will be. So now that you have the basic guidelines, we're going to lower the opacity of this if you're drawing this digitally, or if you're drawing this traditionally, make sure the lines are lightly drawn so you can easily draw over them with a darker pencil or a pen. Then on another layer, I'm going to go over the details again to really draw these lines with more detail so we can easily add the expression and the facial gestures on top of it. But then we can easily see the guidelines through it so we can easily draw the face. Now for this first variation, which is going to be more of a neutral happy anime character, we want to start with more of a lighter character's happy expression. So what we want to do is we want to first draw the character's upper eyelid following this top line here. And we want to keep it quite rounded until this corner reaches about the halfway point between this line. And then when it comes to the bottom eyelid, we want to also curve that line upwards. And then we want to repeat this process on the other side, starting with a curved line at the top, but keeping it quite curved all the way to the end of the top eyelid. Then for the bottom eyelid, we also want to curve that line upwards. Then we want to draw the top of the eyelid, which should also be rounded. For this expression, we want to keep the eyebrows quite neutral, but we also want to make sure they express this happy feeling. So they'll be quite curved, but not too exaggerated. Once we have the eyebrows in place, it's now time to draw the eyes. Now for most happy expressions, I recommend leaving a little bit of white space between the eye and the top eyelid or the bottom eyelid. It really depends on where your character is looking. So you might have your character looking more upwards like this and leave a white space underneath the eye. Or you might have your character looking more front and center or looking downwards and have the eye more like this with a little bit of white space at the top. Not too much, but just a little. And you want to repeat this same process with the other side, leaving a little bit of white space wherever you choose in order to make the eyes stand out a lot more. From there, let's draw the nose following this line in the middle here. Now, because this is more of a neutral character's smiling face, we'll just keep the smile quite simple. So at the halfway point between this line and the chin is where we draw the mouth. Then a simple upward curved line. Then I'll draw the bottom lip here and the top lip here. For me personally, I like to shade the top lip and then halfway shade this side to make it stand out a lot more. If you want to go further and add even more details to this character's face, you can add a little bit of a blush on both sides of the character's face. So as you can see, here is more of a neutral character smiling face. It's an expression that you might see more often in most anime and manga when a character is relaxed but calm and happy. So now let's go further and show how you can add a variation to this to make this character a little bit more happier. Not super happy, but a bit happier than this expression. What I would personally do is erase the eyebrows, the eyes, and the mouth and change those aspects of the face. So first of all, when it comes to the eyebrows, what I would do is I would tilt these eyebrows a little bit more higher up, make them a little more curved and a little bit higher. Not too high, of course, but just a little bit higher to further express this character's happy expression. Then from there, I would add more white space in the character's eyes. So between the eye and the eyelids, I would add a little bit more white space by making the eye itself a bit smaller. So as you can see, now the eyes themselves are a little smaller and there is more white space between the eyes and the eyelids. And finally, let's change the mouth to make this character's face a bit more excited and happy. For this variation of the happy face, I'd actually open the character's mouth a little, giving them more of a smile. This could be a smile showing a bit of teeth, a more toothy smile like this, where you might have the character show a little bit of teeth in their smile. That's a good step up from the neutral smiling face. Or you might just have the character have an open mouth. More like this, which you might see more commonly in a lot of animes today. It is really up to you how you draw this next step, depending on your particular art style. So as you can see, we now have a step up of the character's happy face. Now this character is a little bit more happier. If you want to go further with this happy expression, you could even add another little blush in between the character's eyes there. So as you can see, this one is more neutral and this one is a little bit happier. So now let's go further on the final variation of this character's happy face and show how this character might look if they were really, really happy or excited about something. So to change this expression, I'd actually want to start with the mouth first. I'd erase the nose and erase the mouth. And I would actually draw the mouth a little bit higher on this face because the character has a bigger smile. And I would actually start the smile closer to the nose line. So I'd curve this line downwards and then curve it more inwards to create a more curved shape like this. So instead of drawing the nose on this line now meets the top of the character's mouth. Now from there, you can add whatever details you want to add. For this one, I want to add more details, but you could choose to simply show the character's top teeth or no teeth. But for this example, I'm going to show the top teeth and the bottom teeth and then the back of the character's mouth. Now right now it looks a little uncanny, but we're going to fix that in this next step by changing the character's eyes and changing their nose. But first of all, let's add a nose because that does look a little bit scary. So let's add in the nose just above the character's mouth. And the nose is up a bit more now because the character's face is more scrunched up because they are smiling more boldly. But we want to change these eyes as well because these eyes look a little uncanny. Because the rest of the character's face is more scrunched up, I'd actually change the bottom eyelid as well. What I would do is I raise those. And because the rest of the character's face is more scrunched up, I would actually curve these lines downwards a little on both sides. And now you can have the character's eyes touching the top and bottom, or you could add a little bit of a white space. This one is really up to you. In many cases, with the most excited characters, happy expressions, they'll actually show the eyes closed. You'll have the anime characters just smiling with closed eyes like this. But you can also just show the character's eyes like this too. Like I said, it's really dependent on the type of art style you have. I'm going to add a little blush in the center. And then we want to change the character's eyebrows. And we want to bring them down a little closer, but still keep them curved upwards. Here is a character with more of an exaggerated happy expression, and again it's quite the step up from the last one. But I do recommend considering how you show the eyes in this one, because the eyes in the most exaggerated happy expression can be changed in different ways depending on how the character is reacting to the events. You could have the character looking more upwards like this. But in the most happiest character expressions, they'll likely just have their eyes closed. So you might have a character smiling like this. Or what you may end up deciding to do is erase the eyes completely and redraw the character's eyes closed. If the character is really, really excited. You can draw that in the center of where the eyes usually are. This is also a very cute, exaggerated expression as well, and you might see it a lot in typically shoujo manga, but in many manga today as well. Thank you so much for watching my video today, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what kind of characters, expressions you're creating, because I'd really love to hear about them. Feel free to chat with me on any of my social media at Midnight's Cross, because I always enjoy hearing about the projects that you're creating. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!